The reward is in the journey. So says Johann Wolfgang von Goethe in his play Faust. But that's very different from the cliche saying it's about the journey. It's not about the journey. It has to be about the goal, otherwise the journey is meaningless. Every man needs something to orient his striving towards. Every man needs some goal at the end, something to work for. But his reward does not come in attaining that goal. His reward comes in the striving for that goal. And while there may be something gained in achieving that goal, what truly gives value to a man's life can only be found in the everyday progress being made towards that end. At the start of the play, we see that Faust has mastered every intellectual discipline: philosophy, jurisprudence, medicine, theology, and we see that he despairs of where he is in life. He runs out of something to work for. He loses hope, nearly attempting to take his own life. And he wishes that there was something greater that humans could strive for, something beyond knowledge, which he could continue to work for. At this point, we see a Faust who is desperate and cynical, even cursing the joy of those around him for being simple-minded. Having achieved his goal, Faust is left with nothing to strive for and no journey to walk on, causing him to feel that life is meaningless. After a walk around the city to clear his mind, Faust returns to his office with the idea to translate the Bible into his native language, German. This causes him to contemplate the nature of God. Upon reading the first lines of the Gospel according to John, he realizes that this does not fit with his image of the nature of God. The full line is, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Faust, upon reading this, changes it first to "In the beginning was the thought," then "In the beginning was the power," finally landing on "In the beginning was the act." This translation reveals Faust's high regard for action, implying that action is even equal to God himself. Action, then, in Faust's eyes, is the highest good a man can strive for, and no good can come from sitting still. The striving, then, is more important than the goal, because that is where the action lies. What happens next is what defines the story. Faust makes a deal with the devil, stating that he will get anything he desires from the devil. But if he ever is content with what he has, if he ever says the words, "Ah, still delay, thou art so fair," the devil gets his soul. Faust uses this deal to get everything he wants: wealth, power, women, youth. But at the end of the book, Faust strives for prosperity, not just for himself, but for everyone. When he is symbolically blinded by a woman named Care, the devil comes to pay him a visit. While the devil is there, he orders a team of spirits to dig a grave for Faust. Faust, unable to see, but hearing the sound of the shovels, thinks that there is a great city being built before him. This work being done is his striving for a prosperous future. The effort that he put in towards having a better future towards the end of the book is finally being brought to fruition. At least, this is what Faust believes. Finally, Faust speaks the words, "Ah, still delay, thou art so fair," and the doors to hell open up. But before he is brought to the underworld, a voice comes down from heaven. God reaches his hand and pulls Faust up, saving him from the underworld. What's striking about this scene is that what finally brings Faust peace is not what he has in the present moment. What he has is a band of spirits digging his grave. But what finally brings him peace is striving towards a goal. At least he believes he's striving. It's not in attaining the goal. He doesn't have this future yet. But in working towards it, he finds what he was looking for. and once again, his life has meaning. Through this play, Goethe makes the claim that modern man is always striving, always working for a better future. Life in the modern world, as far as Goethe is concerned, revolves around having a worthwhile goal and then finding meaning in working towards that goal. Whereas Faust finds peace when he is striving for the prosperity of his nation, every man must decide for himself what goal will bring meaning to his life. So Goethe leaves us with this question. The reward is in the striving. What, then, is your goal?